chosen one, you had to be alone because, and I want you to give this video a like, and if you stay to the end, I guarantee you'll have so much clarity on why you had to go through all of the shit you had to go through. Plus it'll make sense. You probably will even be happy about the shit. But chosen ones, you had to be alone because when you were young, it all started from when you were young. You were isolated anyway. Nobody really fucked with you like that. When you were in school, you were the kid who, you know, people just fucked with for no reason. They picked on you or probably talked about you and shit. You probably didn't dress like everybody else. Like, it was always something peculiar about you, okay? And so what ended up happening is you always had this peculiarity about you, and you went through life, and some of you probably were in the state where you could even fit in with people. Like, you went from this person who you really had no friends like that, you weren't cool, then you actually started being cool in a sense and getting friends, and you started to be able to kind of mesh with the crowd, so to speak, right? And so that was never where you were supposed to be at, all right? And even though you probably were able to fit in the crowds and be around certain people, you always found yourself outcasted in some way. Maybe it was some close ass friends that you found out were fake as fuck, but you know, you were around certain people and they would outcast you, or you know, you would find yourself in situations where no matter how you fit in with this group, you were still always the outsider somehow. And so for you, your journey has been about self-mastering yourself, okay? Because you've always been powerful. You've always had gifts. You've always had something that people couldn't understand about you. And really the reality of that is it's a reflection of what you don't understand about yourself. So now you're coming into the understanding. Now you're coming into the fact of, I am chosen, I am special. I do have like these fucking gifts that nobody else has. And you've been looking for somebody else to do the shit that you're really supposed to do. So imagine this, all right? You were supposed to go on a camping trip, okay? So the camping trip is set for, I'm just gonna throw out a date, December 23rd at 9 a.m. All right, you're a kid though, and so I'm your guardian. I'm the person who has to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. So the day comes up for this trip, it's time to get up, and I gotta make sure you at the stop early anyway, because I'm the guardian. I'm thinking about all the things you're not thinking about, right? So the day of the trip, I gotta take you to the place. You're not up on time though. You still sleep. You up all night playing Xbox and just doing shit that really was gonna wear you out anyway. All right, so boom, fast forward. I have to wake you up ultimately because you didn't have the discipline. You didn't have the know, or you didn't have the sense to get up on time. So I gotta force you to get up so that you can make it on time for this camping trip that we've already planned out. It's already been destined. It's already been in the works. You just gotta get up and be there, all right? This is essential. It's basically like a reflection of your life. There has been a place that you needed to get to, but you haven't been making the moves to get there. You haven't been taking the steps to get there. So the universe, God, whatever you subscribe to or believe in, has a way of waking you up, forcing you to get to that camping trip, all right? So the camping trip, and the essence that we're talking about, is your destiny. Your destiny is the camping trip, all right? So you're caught up in like the crowd and shit. You worried about what other people think. You worried about what other people have, how other people think of you. When in reality, you supposed to be helping people, all right? It's crazy. I'm finna get to the point though. So in essence, you haven't even been doing what you needed to do to get to your purpose, your destination, the camping trip, or your life purpose. Your life purpose is the camping trip, all right? So God has to literally wake you up by isolating you. May have been months, may have been years, but the whole purpose is I have to get you by yourself, because if I don't take you through these hard ass situations where you really realize like you're not gonna ever fit in, you're meant to create something, okay? And so a lot of you, when you were younger, you always had this creative spirit, and you were a free thinker. But a lot of the people who had guardianship over you, they didn't treat you right. They didn't sow into who you were. They didn't nurture that. They didn't water that part of you. And some people tried to beat the shit out of you, really. But what ended up happening was you didn't have the confidence that you needed to really go into your purpose. All right. So God, the universe, whatever you subscribe to, your higher self, had to get you to a place where I'm going to put you by yourself, where you have no one, and I'm going to force you to understand that I called you to do something special. I'm going to make the friends that you thought were your closest friends, ride or dies. I'm going to show you that these people, they snakes. They're snakes. All right? And so you're going to have relationships with females or dudes where they going to be fake. And you're going to always think, I'm finding the one. And it's going to be like, no. And ultimately, I'm telling you, the reason why it's going to be like that. Because you're in this phase. If you're watching this video, it's only because you're going through this right now. You're not watching this video if you've overcome this phase and you already, kind of went past the potential of it. So what I'm helping you do right now is get past the learning curve. So with this aspect of things, I need you to understand that you had to be alone to be able to zoom in on your purpose, to be able to get strong enough so that when you get to your purpose, you won't be as weak as you were before you had to basically take the journey to the purpose, if that makes sense. Because when you were younger, when you were a child, you had certain things about yourself, even though you had the skills and the gifts, you were naive to how the world is. And so you were chosen to be alone because you needed to learn and master shit that ultimately you're going to take out into the world. And the same people who outcasted you, you're going to have to help those people. All right? And so right now, if you're alone, it's meant for you to be that way. Because you need to be doing shit, you need to be creating, you need to be honing in on the things that you've already set out for yourself, and do the shit that you have to do to get there. Because like I said, once the things that you want start coming in, if you're not ready, everybody can call themselves chosen. The secret is you have to choose yourself. Like anybody can be chosen. Everybody's thinking that somebody is choosing you. The people who understand we're chosen because we made the decision to take the steps to do the shit we needed to do. So anybody can be chosen, but it takes work. So ultimately, you need to be alone to go do the work. Understand what the work is. And the only way you're going to do that is by your fucking self, struggling, where you have to figure it out. And it may seem fucked up, but you have the power, which is the only reason why you were put in the situation to be alone, to figure out what it is you need to do. Because if you look at the people who outcasted you and all that shit, they can't do what you can do. That's why they tried to put you down so bad. Some of these people are adults. You know what I'm saying? They can't maneuver how you maneuver. They can't understand why you're so smart or ahead of your time. But now it's time for you to figure that shit out. And the only way you're going to do it is by yourself. You don't need any distractions, because everybody up until this point that's came into your life has distracted you, threw you off, got you all of your emotions, and just shit that you didn't even need to be in. So that's why you need to be alone. You know, the universe, you got shit to do. You on a bigger life purpose. So I don't want to make this first video too long, because I got a whole sequence of shit to go into about this whole chosen ones thing, and just getting you to understand, like, it's not even that fucking deep. Really, chosen people are the ones who made the decision to break the curse. It's not like some fucking magical entity is just like choosing random ass people. You know, in the end of the day, it's you who chooses to say, I want to not be poor. I want to not be the only person in my, or everybody in my family never passed the 12th grade as far as education. I don't want to be the only person to do that. I don't want to be the only person to work 9 to 5 jobs the rest of my life. Like whatever that shit is for you, you gotta make the decision ultimately. So I mean, if you alone, you need to embrace it. And if you embrace it and learn the shit you need to learn, that's what's gonna truly enlighten and enhance and illuminate the chosen shit, or whatever words you want to say, as far as who you are, the person that's gonna break the curses, or the person that's gonna prove everybody wrong. But it's a decision that you have to make, and it's a hard decision because when you're alone, you can bring all this human aspect into the shit and get all emotional, or you can tap into yourself, your higher self, your true self, and start to realize that I was called to do this shit. I'm obviously pushed to do this shit. So you're gonna either make the choice, either I'm gonna do something about it, or I'm gonna keep ignoring this shit. And if you ignore it, you gonna have to deal with the consequences of ignoring your intuition. So with that being said, chosen ones, you had to be alone because you need to embrace yourself, embrace your darkness and your light. You need to embrace the things that's good and bad about yourself and heal those childhood wounds so that you can ultimately get back out here and help the people of this world that's lost, whether they hurt you or not, because that's why you went through all that, because ultimately it's bigger than this shit that you went through, all right? It's for the generations. So you make that decision. If you got some out of this video, if you resonated with anything I said, or even if you just want to keep up with anything that I'm going to drop off as far as chosen ones, zodiacs, any type of intuitive or channel shit that I give, you can hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Other than that, I give it to you raw, I give it to you real. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one of these cats that get out here and copy these other content creators just because they getting views. So like I said, if you fuck with what I put out and you fuck with me, I fuck with you. Hit that like button, comment what you think of me or what you think of the video. I really don't give a damn. And subscribe if you fuck with what I'm doing and you want to see everything that I put out moving forward. With that being said, I'm out of here. Until next time, peace.